Oh, am I live right now? I love that so much. Ha, that's so cool. Hold on. Wow. We're this has been a great stream. Let me try this again. Ready? Let's try this again. What is going on, Freedom Fighters? Welcome to Tyranny Response Tuesday. Today is October 22nd, 2025. We have been having just a great time operating and using this computer right now. Apparently, I can't operate my computer. So my audio was off. Everything was off. Everything was so delayed. I don't even know what's going on anymore, folks. Tyranny Response Tuesday has been affecting my my setup here, for lack of better words. So I appreciate y'all hanging out. I appreciate the delay, or all hanging out through the delay. I had some technical issues, technical difficulties, but we're here. We're having a good old time in this mile-high fall weather. It's hot, yet it's cold, and it's windy, and it's sunny. All the things happening. So welcome to Break the Chains Media. We are going to get right into it. Because I'm still scatterbrained and I'm still kind of recollecting my thoughts, we are going to be talking about a couple different hot topic issues here in Colorado. We are going to be touching on the state of the Libertarian Party here in Colorado and what's actually unfolding in real time, and how we have to address the upcoming 2026 election and the prospects of potential candidates, and how the Libertarian Party was working and how it's going to be going moving forward, and the fact that their current post their convention that happened on October 18th, they have now since had a significant shift in top top brass, as it were, and upper operations in the Libertarian Party. So we are going to address that. We are also going to talk about how the current administration in Colorado, whether it's the GOP, whether it's the Libertarians, and the current communist collective that is the Democrat Party in Colorado, are going to be moving forward. And then we are also going to touch briefly on this 3I-ATLAS, because in about a week's time, it will reach perihelion here in the solar system here. And a lot of interesting things going on with that, and conspiracy theories and weird stuff going on. Some people think it's an alien spacecraft. Others think it's just blowing smoke. Could possibly be Project Bluebeam. A lot of theories circling 3I-ATLAS. So we're going to touch base on that. And then we're going to round out the live stream with discussions on the future of our generation and the fact that the left in this country, when I say the left, it is not the moderate liberal. It is not the left-leaning, centrist. We are talking about progressives. We are talking about socialists. We are talking about communists and overt Marxists, and them trying to actively destroy the family, destroy the identity of gender, destroy the identity of the self, destroy the family dynamic, the nuclear family, all of these things that once made America great, and how the left is not just fundamentally destroying it on an ideological way, but in a physical, actual, societal way. Literally chopping off genitals, literally doing hormone treatment, literally grooming children, bringing them to these trans drag shows, and infecting their mind and their psyche with sexual deviancy and gender mutilation and this whole concept of gender dysphoria and trying to inject into this. So we are going to talk about that, and then tying it into Amendment 79, these pro-abortion leftists who, in the state of Colorado, you can actually have a full-term abortion here in the state of Colorado. And not only can you have a 40-week full-term abortion here in the state of Colorado, but the government will subsidize it with taxpayer dollars. So when someone says to you that that abortion is a medical procedure, and it's abortion is healthcare, and abortion is a human right, all these leftist trope conversations and talking points that they have, just understand that it is not within the government purview to redirect taxpayer money to fund the arguably the infanticide and the murder of children, upwards of 40-week-old babies. Okay, I do not support that, and that is something that we have to have a difficult conversation about, because that is an extreme level of debauchery and arguably demonic, evil behavior. And to live in a society that promotes this kind of action, promotes this type of government institution that redirects taxpayer funds to fund and pay for the murdering of babies, that's a whole nother conversation, folks. So we are going to get into all that. Let me check the audio real quick. Let me make sure everything is running on all cylinders here, because it's been a weird tech day, as it were. So let's check. Everything is run. Yeah, we're looking good. We're looking good. So if this is the first time joining Break the Chains Media, appreciate you hanging out. Appreciate you joining the stream. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit that follow button. Share this with all your friends and family, because that is what we need to do. We need to bring faith, family, future, freedom, and let me say it. I'm gonna say it. We need to bring back fucking, right? We got to bring it back, because if we are talking about and we are discussing a time in which millions and millions of babies are being destroyed by the left, and we're losing generations to this communist death cult, We got to bring back fucking. We got to bring back fucking. We got to bring back family. We got to bring back faith. We got to bring back all these things, because if they're the ones that trying to destroy a generation, let them kill themselves off. They will find their own way out of the gene pool. They will voluntarily sterilize themselves and destroy and murder their offspring, and they will find themselves out of society within a generation or two. So, what do we need to do? What do people that are for pro-life, pro-liberty, pro-Second Amendment, pro-First Amendment, pro-Bill of Rights, pro-humanity? We got to start having more babies, folks. We got to bring more babies into this world. I know. But you know me. You understand that I'm a brash, rude, say it like it is kind of guy. So, and I was trying to use alliteration. I was trying to use the F words: faith, family, freedoms, firearms, and fornication. How about that? Instead of the other one, I'll say fornication. Faith, family, freedoms, firearms, and fornication. Is that better for you, Melindy? Appreciate you. Yeah. Studs and broodmares in a stable environment. Yeah. No, yeah. Well, thank you all for joining me. Appreciate y'all hanging out. If this is the first time checking out Break the Chains Media, hit and smash the like button. Share this with all your friends and family. You can support me by checking out breakthechains.media. That is the website. That is the landing page. You can go to Realm Walker Hot Sauce. If you are interested in hot sauce, grab yourself a bottle of Realm Walker Hot Sauce. Travel to 9 realms of Norse mythology through hot sauce. Handmade, homegrown peppers. A lot of good flavors here. Message me at Break the Chains M on Break the Chains M on X, Break the Chains Media on Instagram. I will one day get that whole tagline down, so we can always have that conversation together. But jumping right into it, really quick, wrapping up from yesterday. In my conversation with No Kings and the violence and how everyone there, was a useful idiot. There was a select group of people who did want to agitate, who did want to instill violence and division and hostility in that crowd. So I posted this: useful idiots and geriatric Facebook groups rally when the sun is up. Radical communist revolutionaries that are apparently imaginary and don't exist riot when the sun goes down. This is a common Antifa tactic, piggybacking off of normie protests. Oh, and Black Bloc is not racist. Okay? So this was posted on Denver Protest and 2 other pages on Instagram, the Denver Party for Socialism and Liberation. What is up, Will? What is up, man? Appreciate you jumping in. I will be attending the event later tonight, Will. I did speak with a fellow compatriot in our communication web. So I will be seeing you later, Will. Appreciate you jumping in. No masters, no kings, no peace police. This was posted on the Denver Protest page. In the light, they basically said, no organizers after no kings. Wear Black Bloc. No leaders. Denver, October 18th. Be smart. So you tell me how protests are allegedly peaceful, right? And let's be honest. During the day, it was peaceful. That's exactly what I said, right? Useful idiots and geriatric Facebook groups rally when the sun is up, but radical communist revolutionaries and apparently imaginary they're imaginary and don't exist, riot when the sun goes down. Antifa does this, right? Yeah, no worries. Appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, so it is real. It's not imaginary. It does happen. I find the information and I bring you the receipts. This was the 3I-ATLAS. I did want to post on this. This was a Good Morning post. Good morning. Who else is stocking up on tar and feathers? Colorado government is running roughshod over the people. The correlation of Denver's sanctuary city policies, communist-style gun control, and drug decriminalization is not all a coincidence. Get active, get involved, and join me. Stock up on tar and feathers, and arguably you should also be stocking up on brass and lead, storable food, and provisions, right? That is what we should be doing here in this world, but you can never be too prepared. So, pray for peace, but if you have to, expect the worst, but pray for peace, right? That is what we should be doing at all times. We are going to get into that. We are going to touch on that. That was something else. And then I did want to bring into the No Kings conversation, tying it into the No Kings conversation. Rep. Anna Paulina Luna posted the receipts for the No Kings protest. What is up, Seth? Appreciate you going. Tyranny Response Tuesday. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Thanks for hanging out for Tyranny Response Tuesday. We are having a good time here. Having a good time here indeed. Rep. Anna Paulina Luna. The No Kings protest was completely organic. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And this is folks, how many more times do I got to say it, right? I've been saying it for a long time. Not just me. And I'm not trying to take credit for it. But, everyone who knows a little bit about a lot of shit understands that this is all a larger organized movement, right? A larger organized, coordinated effort. Let's see if I can get this larger. It just sucks that, I can't make it any bigger. The picture doesn't want to go any bigger. But I know you can't really read it here, but this is a long list. The No Kings partners, okay? There's about, arguably, I would say 40, maybe 50 or more partners here. And I'm just going to read some out. A Jewish Voice for Peace. That was one of the first tables that I saw. So look, I wanted to read more than just this, but let me pull it up. Let me pull up the, pull it up here. Let me see. I'm trying to find. No, this is the live. This won't pull it up. Let me do it like this. Just because that is the first thing that came up. The first thing that came up was a Jewish Voice for Peace. So we're going to pull this over here. Pull this over.
Yep.
Because this is exactly...
Medical tent, huh? Bubbles.
One of the first things I saw. Look at that. We're pulling the receipts, folks.
These must be some of those Craigslist postings, right? It's people that were asking people to work the tables, work the booths.
This is the live stream of the 18th. Turn to your right. Corey, turn to your right.
All right.
Right there. Holy shit. We are connecting the dots in real time, in contrast to Rep. Anna Paulina Luna's receipt right here. I know it's hard to see, but it says A Jewish Voice for Peace Incorporated from the Rockefeller Group and the Soros Group for a grand total, and the Tides Foundation for a grand total of $752,000 nationwide. And I am showing you right here. I walked by it. Jewish Voice for Peace, Denver/Boulder chapter. Okay. Comparing it to the list right here. So you tell me where the money's coming from, and this is the point I was trying to make with the fucking post. Okay. And this is, we can keep going down. I'm going to read a couple other ones here. American Civil Liberties, Union Foundation, American United for Separation of Church and State, Care in Action, Common Cause, Climate Museum, Common Cause and various different subgroups, Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics, Washington, you name it, they're here. Okay? Freedom from Religion Foundation, Friends of the Earth Action. What's up, Joey Cannoli? What is up? Appreciate you swinging in. Thanks for hanging out. We're just connecting the dots in real time, following the money from the No Kings protest in comparison to what I saw in Denver in the live stream. So Jewish Voice for Peace was on the top of the list here for a grand total of $752,000. Okay, you've also got Indivisible here. Let's see, because Indivisible, when I was in Arvada, they said 5150 and Indivisible were part of it. Okay. So, Indivisible Civics, grand total of $5.9 million. $5.9 million they've pulled together from individual civics. Most of it came from the Soros Foundation, okay? They all dispersed at the same time. Came at 1 p.m. It was all over. And this is what I was trying to say with this post, folks. No, not every person that showed up at the No Kings protest was paid. I'm not saying that everybody that showed up at these rallies were paid. And the biggest thing that I want to address is that the number was obviously made up. 7 million people. Oh, yeah. Everyone gets 50,000 cookies. Everyone has, I've got 50. I feel like Oprah Winfrey, right? You get 500,000. You get 500,000. We just make up numbers, pull it out of our ass, right? Well, that's essentially what they did here. And I will, to everyone's credit, lots of people showed up, and comparing it to the Boston protest, comparing it to the New York protest, comparing it to Chicago, you name it, hundreds of different groups gathered across the country. I'm not saying that this was all, like, the people that showed up there were fake. The people there, though, were highly and hyperly networked with these groups, with this foundation, with this money, right? Folks, if you could like this stream, share this stream, give me that thumbs up, give me that follow. Trying to boost these rookie numbers up, because if I'm trying to create this chain gang cult, bringing it all together. I say the word cult half jokingly. You got to share the stream, right? That being said, when you see in real time in Denver, there was arguably, I would say, 20,000 people possibly in Denver. It's hard to get a real number when you're on the ground, but knowing how big the streets are and comparing it to how large the Civic Center Park is in front of the Capitol, and then the march where they walked all the way down 15th, then they turned around at Union Station and came back. That's the march that they normally do for any protest, right? But let's just do a baseline math numbers here, right? Yeah, I wonder if the old folks got a decent dose of the young wackos. And that's the thing, is that these old folks, we're talking, 50 and up, 60 and up. These people just they're the folks that just listen to the news, right? The CNNs, the MSNBCs, they get their talking points from the mainstream media, and they think that they're still in this party of sane Democrats. Well, the sane Democrats are arguably the minority in the Democratic Party now. They're all a unionized hegemony because they're the left, and they believe that Donald Trump's a fascist dictator. But when it comes down to it, arguably the older generations of Democrats are in the minority when it comes to these younger-minded, younger radicalized, open border, socialist, Soros type funded communists. I'm gonna call it for what it is. Call it a spade, right? But let's just do some simple math here, folks. Let's say there's 50 cities that had 30,000 people show up. And I'm just doing generalized ballpark numbers, okay? 50, you think 50 cities? I'm just saying that because you probably have at least a capital in every city or a secondary city. California might make up for some of the cities in Texas. You know what I'm saying? So 50 cities have 30,000 people show up. What's the number? What's the numbers in that, right? How many people is that? 5 times 3 is 15. So let's just say 150,000 people, right? Is that the math? I'm just doing hard math. Chat, help me out. 50 times 30. 50 times 30 is 150,000 people, right? Or no? Or is it 1.5? 1.5. I don't fucking know. I always get the zero math mixed up, right? Do I have a calculator here because I'm stupid? 50,000 times 30,000, 1.5. Yeah. I always forget a zero because I'm an old man that can't do math, apparently. So look. So just hypothetically, 50 cities had 30,000 people show up. That's only 1.5 million people. They're pulling 7 million out of their ass because. And then you got the people in Canada, the no tyrants, okay? But 50 times 30 is 1.5 mil. I don't know where, and this is like a very minutia argument. Like, who gives a fuck about that many people? Like, we know objectively that there's at least 100 million Democrats in America, right? Objectively, there's at least 100 million Democrats in America. Voting base, younger, older, you name it. I'm roughly estimating, right? Okay. So when you get even 10 million, oh my gosh, throw out 10 million. That's still what? 10%? Not even. Less than 10% of the population of Democrats, right? All right. So that being said, folks, I think that this whole no kings thing, it's all paid, it's all protest. We get it, we understand. The fact of the matter is, at the end of the day, we got to. I did want to actually do this Libertarian Party of Colorado, because that's what we're going to talk about next. So what happened? And we're going to get into a little local issue. LPCO had a convention on the same day of the No Kings protest, right? It was interesting that one retort you got about the popular vote. Oh yeah. Are you talking about on the live stream day, where he was talking about that guy? When I was live streaming in Denver, he was saying that, and I hopefully got a solid response to it, because what he was trying to argue, that even though Donald Trump got 77 million people voted for Donald Trump, and the conversation is that's the majority vote. He got the majority vote of 77 million people, and this man, Seth Sparky, you make a good point. 60 million actual Democrats and 40 million illegal immigrants. Yeah, or just people who shouldn't be voting, shouldn't having access to voting rights, right? Good point, Seth. But this man was saying that 77 million people in the United States is a minority popular vote, because there's 350 million people that live here, or that live in the United States. Okay, well, I responded to that saying, sounds to me like we have a disenfranchised voter base. It sounds to me like there's a majority of the people in this country are disenfranchised to vote, because the election process is either skewed, manipulated, they don't trust it, or the whole concept of the politics just turns off people entirely, and they don't want to play either party, because of the fact that the left and the right are a bunch of bullshit con artists. Yeah, or only some such percentage of eligible. Yeah, right. He was trying to play off this semantics that, like, well, only some people. Do I even need to wear these anymore? Well, only some people are allowed to vote. This, that, and Democrats registration, blah blah blah. Honestly, folks, we do need to bring into the conversation of trust and honesty and integrity back in our elections, right? And allowing the voter base to actually come back home, come back and say, I trust and I want to participate in this system. It's like playing Monopoly with people who keep fucking stealing from the banker every turn. I don't want to keep playing the game of Monopoly when everything's rigged against me. Why the fuck should I be doing that? So I understand this, right? And I just feel like it's very. He does bring a point in, and we have to have a conversation on how we pull more voters in to the system of election process, right? It does affect things at every level. Getting involved in your elections is extremely, extremely important. Understanding your state and local politics is extremely important for the better of society. If you don't get involved with your local politicians and your local issues and your local government and your local parties, even if it's just having conversations with politicians you disagree with or agree with, showing up to town halls, asking these questions, getting involved. That's what I'm going to be doing, right? I'm going to be, tomorrow, I'm going down to, actually, this is a good segue. I am going down to protest. It's not really a protest. It's a public town hall where we're addressing Mayor Mike Johnston and his undermining of Denver City Council and the vote of the Denver constituents trying to manipulate and installing flock security cameras. Flock cameras using AI surveillance. Mayor Mike Johnston went around Denver City Council and undermined the will of the people and the will of the City Council. So tomorrow at 6 p.m., I'm going to be there with my camera, with my live stream, hopefully trying to have some conversations, even if there's people that might disagree with me, right? We're going to have some conversations. My hair is just on one today, folks. Jesus Christ. Somebody needs a haircut. All right. But yeah, so getting involved, having these conversations. Can't bitch about pride parades if you have no idea who your city council is. Exactly. So get involved, make a change, do something about it, okay? Coming into the Libertarian Party of Colorado. So on Saturday, the Libertarian Party of Colorado had a convention. I'm very networked with the Libertarian Party of Colorado. At this point, they are the former the vice chair and the chair of the Libertarian Party of Colorado because of what happened on Saturday. The Libertarian Party of Colorado on Saturday. So this is interesting, right? The Libertarian Party on Saturday had a convention. And this is where they voted for their new chair, they voted for their new secretary, they voted for all of the positions for the party. Well, come to find out, after the vote, the folks that I was hoping to win and retain the power and retain control of the Libertarian Party, unfortunately, they were outvoted by what I like to call Liberal-Tardians. Okay? Liberal-Tardians. This is off of the LPCO, LPColorado.org website. If you type in LPColorado.org, this is the common sense on the issue libertarian position chart, right? So you have left positions. So there's some left positions, there's some right positions, and honestly, there's a lot of things that do check out with this, right? The libertarian positions. Government should just defend our rights. Let individuals pursue their own interests. Stop nation building and being the policeman of the world. Put peace through trade and diplomacy. End the failed war on drugs and legalize marijuana. Champion the civil liberties and protect personal privacy. Yeah, it is frustrating when you're sitting here trying to have real conversations and real discussions on this, but now, unfortunately, the Libertarian Party of Colorado is being operated and ran by the Liberal-Tardians, the purple hairs, these left libertarians who have this weird skew of what it means to be libertarian. And I am definitely the easiest way to put it is right libertarian, but I don't even like saying that. I call myself a constitutional conservative. I base all of my principles and all my values off of the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, our founding documents, with absolute liberty into the power to the people. People and the individual are the most distilled form of government, right? And some people don't like saying it, but that means anarchy, right? Anarchy means the absence of a governmental structure. Therefore, you become your own. You are your own government. You are the most distilled version of governance, because you are the prime director of how you live your lives. You govern yourself as you see fit. Okay? The non-aggression principle, right? These are these policies, these are these principles that are the founding means of what the libertarian ideology, the libertarian ethos is. And correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the chat. Forrest Mommy, I see you in there. Appreciate you. Thanks for stopping in. But this chart defines what it means to be libertarian. And this, it's a good overview, right? But I definitely believe in what some people would call big L libertarians when you have borders, because I believe in borders. I believe a nation should have borders. I believe people should not have the right to travel wherever they see fit, because in this global structure that we have between cities, states, nations, countries, I can't just go and do whatever the fuck I want. I can't just drive up to Canada and build a hut, cut down some trees, build a hut and shit in the woods and shoot a bear and skin it and wear its fur, and then start selling the fur in Canada to illegal bear fur traders. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like there is a degree of some sort of structural cohesion that has to take place. Therefore, we have to have some institutionalized laws and structure within the government, right? So, libertarian positions on the right, economic freedoms, robust national defense, respect others' property rights, right? Respecting of others' property rights, okay? Individual rights to keep and bear arms, giving generously to those in need, less taxes. And then on the right side of this, I see it over here, whatever, it's reversed. On the left side of the conversation, less strict immigration policy. That's open to interpretation, because I believe in a very strict immigration policy. However, I also believe that our immigration system, currently as it stands, is very bloated, and it's very bureaucratic, and it's very convoluted. So there should be a streamlined process to become from an illegal immigrant to a naturalized citizen. However, we shouldn't. Right now, I think we need a fucking moratorium on immigration. I think we need to close the goddamn borders and totally reassess how our nation is. We need to do a head count, folks. We need to start playing duck, duck, goose in the United States of America when it comes to immigration. Duck, duck, goose, meaning we find the goose and we get him out of here, right? Go through the rolls, as it were, and clean the fucking citizen, like clean it all up, because we got a lot of fucking geese in here that need to be fucking ousted. Okay, in my opinion. Okay, let me know in the chat. But so what's happening right now is the leftist libertarians, the Liberal-Tardians have taken over the Liberal Party. The Libertarian Party here in Colorado. So we actually need to reassess this, and we need to make sure that we are, so bylaw submission for October 18th, the first signer. So right now, I just want to make sure that everyone is aware that the Libertarian Party of Colorado is being fundamentally restructured. So if we go to, let's just go right now. I'm going to open this up on another page. Search. LPCO. Okay. So the Libertarian Party of Colorado X account. Been around for a while. 23,000. It's gone down significantly since the passing of the torch, as it were. Ironically. So since October 18th, I don't know when the actual communications director, the new voted in people, actually took over. I'm assuming it was sometime this week, because you can see this one here. Okay. In my humble opinion, I don't think that I don't think that the people that I know would be running the Libertarian Party of Colorado would post this. But it is funny because it does bring light to the larger issue of redistribution of wealth, right? We're going to take the taxpayer money and give every kid $1,000 when they're born, and then Bernie Sanders says that's what I'm talking about while they're both wearing, USSR, communist hats. Redistribution of wealth, but it's interesting because I do believe that what was it, the government institutionalizing the birth rate, right? Like Donald Trump and his administration did something where they would set aside a state government fund for newborn babies between now and 2028, I believe it was, for the next few years. If you have a baby within this window, married with a big child, that they would set up a savings account. I think that's a little different than just giving money, right? Setting up savings accounts for the future of these children is important. Incentivizing a birth rate is important. Incentivizing procreation of a generation rather than destroying and murdering a generation is another thing entirely. And that brings me to my next topic, the topic I'm going to be wrapping up with in the last 15-20 minutes. But you can actually see here, I think there is a fundamental change, especially this one here. It pinned as of 4 hours ago. And talking about if anybody believes this account was wrongly blocked. This post, I believe, was the last post from the former LPCO communications director. In my opinion, I believe that this was the last one. So we will see what kind of posts come out of the LPCO account on X. And if you want to follow them, it's LPCO on X. If you want to follow me, it's Break the Chains M on X. We follow each other. Libertarian Party of Colorado follows me, but we will see if they actually retweet any of the things that, because they used to retweet me. We'll see what happens now, right? I'm not holding my breath, but this was probably the last post that they had. Hey, look at that. We got friends in all places. So yeah. With that being said, folks, we are going to shift the narrative really quickly. Before we do that, I do want to talk about Interstellar 3I-ATLAS because it was very interesting to see. Let me close this out. Let me go over here. This is obviously very quickly because next week, 3I-ATLAS, October 29th, it reaches perihelion October 29th with 8 documented anomalies, okay? Let's see. That is just a picture, not a video. False advertising with that YouTube click. But, yeah. So, right now, it's documented. 3I-ATLAS' 8 documented anomalies distinguish it from no natural comets while falling short of definitive artificially evidence. Ecliptic alignment, sunward anti-tail jet inconsistent with geometric projection efforts, mass of a very, very large. I mean, we're talking the size of Long Island, Manhattan, right? Planetary flyby trajectory, nickel-enriched coma with nickel and CN ratios, orders of magnitude exceeding cometary norms, 4% water content versus typical 80%, extreme negative polarization unprecedented among comets, including 2I Borisov, and arrival direction within 9 degrees of the 1977 WOW signal. Y'all know about the 1977 WOW signal, right? That's when they thought the signal that they received from, I think it was SETI. SETI received a radio signal from a corner of space that was very artificial, which why they called it the WOW signal. Okay, so very strange and interesting to say the least observations from 3I-ATLAS. Okay, but it is coming in at a very steep angle, aligned with our ecliptic, aligned with our solar system, which is very strange. But I wanted to show this. This is obvious. I posted this because I wanted to address it to everyone that most likely this was actually before all of this showed up. I posted this before the community notes was added, but I posted this saying, "Who knows what Project Bluebeam is? Are they really going to do another COVID-style global psyop, but this time it's going to be intergalactic aliens? 3I-ATLAS will become closest to the Earth in about a week." I was essentially making light of the fact that this is probably a fake video. This is probably fake imaging. This is probably a fake movie. And they're using it to stir up and drum up, conspiracy theorist brain saying it's a spaceship, it's an alien. And honestly, like, I am on the fence. I don't know what it is. I think it's extremely interesting. I think it's extremely strange that we have not had just not one, not this one, but two others. Interstellar object in all this, all these interstellar objects are all the same shape, mind you. They're all the same elongated, strange shape, 10-to-1 ratio in shape and versus size, and they've all one after another, from Oumuamua to 2I Borisov to now 3I-ATLAS. All three of them have been the same shape and the same strange anomalous speed coming from interstellar space, all entering our inner solar system inside the asteroid belt. All very strange. Maybe the earlier ones were probes or here sent to observe us. I don't know. It's all very strange because to me it doesn't seem like they're comets. But I'm also being reserved in my approach and saying, who knows what it is? We don't know what it is. I just think it's very interesting. But we watch this video and we have to watch with hesitation, because a lot of people, we don't want to jump to speculation and conspiracy land, but it is interesting to fantasize and think maybe the aliens are coming, right? 10-to-1 like Arthur C. Clarke's Rama ships. This is the video. This is I believe that I posted this. I posted this thinking that this was a fake video, right? I said this is probably a AI footage, and obviously blowing it up this big doesn't really do it justice because it looks much better on a cell phone. But it kind of makes you see, oh, that does look kind of bullshit. It has like blinking lights on it, and like it looks very Star Trek-y, looks very foreign in its nature. So yeah, it makes you think, oh yeah, that's totally possible. Who knows? It looks super sketchy, right? So let me see if there's other posts here. We deserve better psyops, right? I don't think, it's interesting. It's fun to fantasize about. But I don't think it's anything too much to worry about. But I just want to make sure everyone knows, within a week, October 29th, it should be closest to the Earth. Okay? This is the video of it. It's obviously photos. But this is the actual photo, or the actual video from NORLAB 2525B. That is the actual photo of it. At least according to Wikipedia, for what it's worth. But yeah, so just to let you know. And now we are wrapping up with this because I just thought that was interesting. We are a week out. I'm trying to chum the water a little bit, as you will, when we're going to talk about it next week. But yes, so 3I-ATLAS covered and done. Check that off the list. Now we are wrapping up with the final segment of Tyranny Response Tuesday. Appreciate y'all hanging out. Thanks for being a part. We got one more. This is the most important one. Thank you all for hanging out. Gandalf, what do you got to say about this next article? Hopefully you heard that. Say it. We'll hear it again. Did Gandalf actually come through? Yeah. Sounds like he did. Gandalf. Amendment 79 should have not passed. You're right. Amendment 79 should not have passed because Amendment 79 codified abortion in the state of Colorado. Not just any abortion, but full-term, unfettered, 40-week, whatever you want abortion. Full access by anyone to murder a child. Okay? And then you're going to get the fucking liberals, you're going to get the fucking leftists, you're going to get the fucking purple hairs yelling, abortion is healthcare is, abortion is healthcare. Killing babies is healthcare. Or they're going to say, that doesn't happen. 40-week abortions don't happen. I go, whether it happens or not, it's codified in the law. The government should not be codifying the legal murder of 40-week-old babies. Let me know what your thoughts are in the chat. Because I don't think that should be protected by any government. The government should not have the right, the government does not have the right to defend or support or legislate any medical procedures. Okay? This is a year old from the Colorado Sun. Colorado voted Tuesday to preserve abortion access in the state constitution and lifted a 40-year-old ban using government money to pay for abortion. So they lifted a 40-year-old ban to use government money to pay for abortions. That'll never happen, but it still must be legal. This is the upside down loony bin leftist argument, right? It never happens, but we have to make sure it's accessible. It never happens, but we make sure it's legal. The fuck is that shit? What's up, Joe? What is up, brother? Appreciate you swinging in. Rock and roll. We got the legends in the house here. All right, give them a round of applause, folks. Give them a round of applause. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming in, Joe. I just did a segment on the LPCO, my friend. It was a good one. Just wrapping up now with talking about Colorado abortion rights and abortion access and state taxpayer-funded infanticide. But I will be running into you later tonight, my friend. If you are going to be where I think you're going to be, so I will see you later. But yes, so Amendment 79, which prohibits any state or local government from denying, impeding, or discriminating against the right to abortion access, was passing a 60% to 30 to 40% when the AP called the race. Oh, awesome. Awesome. Good to hear that. I love hearing that. In Colorado, one handful of states. Yeah, right? Right. It's Liberal-Tardians. They're not libertarians. They're Liberal-Tardians, right? What's up, GG? What's up, GG? Let's go. Let's go. We are all hanging out here having a good time on Break the Chains Media's Tyranny Response Tuesday, talking about state-funded infanticide and abortion and child grooming, because this is the leftist argument. These are the leftist talking points. They want to actively destroy an entire generation. They want to kill and murder and maim and genital mutilate entire generations of children. It's insane. Just this conversation alone should make sure anyone who is even left-leaning should be like, yeah, we're not, I can't do that. I can't subscribe to killing generations. Do you want to know how many? Actually, let me see if I can actually pull it up here, because I did ask Grok. I asked Grok about this. Yes. Okay. I did ask Grok about this, folks. So just we're gonna go full circle here, because I wanted to wait, what the fuck? Oh, I see what I did. I should actually delete this one, because this one was only 20 seconds long. Delete that one. No one needs that one. Share the other one, right? Anyways, where is it at? Where are we at? Yep, right here. Here's the fucking, yeah, here's the argument. I asked Grok, how many babies have been aborted in America since abortion has been legalized? Include post Roe v. Wade stats, as well as after the overturning. Okay? And this is a very, I mean, Grok did a full breakdown year over year, early times. So from Roe's enactment through the Dobbs leak, an estimated 62 million abortions occurred. This era saw abortion rates climb rapidly from 16.3 per 1,000 women in 1973 to almost double that, 29.3 in 1981. Then declined by over 50% by 2017 due to socioeconomic factors like improved birth control, delayed childbearing, all of these. So any form of birth control is arguable to promote a hedonistic and sex positive culture in society has led to not just pro-abortion rights activists, but pro-child, anti. What am I trying to say? Birth control, conception, all of these different avenues of conception because of this hedonistic pro-sex, sexual liberation, this leftist logic of go around and be promiscuous and sleep with anyone you want, and no penalties, no repercussions, have abortions, premarital sex. This whole cultural shift, right, has procured millions of unwanted pregnancies or averted pregnancies through abortion and contraception measures, right? So now we're seeing, I average 65 million babies over the last 2 generations have been killed through abortion methods, right? And now we're sitting here in Colorado, okay? In Colorado, one handful of states where there are no restrictions on when during a pregnancy abortions are allowed. The amendment prevents this legislature from adopting abortion restrictions. Abortion has been legal in Colorado since 1967. However, as of recent, they have expanded these abortion rights. Okay? Amendment 79 also strips from Colorado from the Colorado Constitution a ban on using public money to pay for abortion. Did you hear me? Did you hear what? You want to say that again? Do you want to say that again? Gandalf, what do you have to say? I wish it was that easy, Gandalf. I wish it was that easy. The amendment also strips from Colorado Constitution a ban on using public money to pay for abortion. This means that insurance plans for Colorado's tens of thousands of government employees could cover abortions. Public funds could pay for abortions. This will also allow Medicaid, the government insurance plan for those with low incomes, to pay for abortions. State Medicaid. State-funded Medicaid. And arguably, going back into the understanding that I have, state Medicaid, 51 cents of every 49 cents of state Medicaid is matched by the federal government. So federal government money comes in to match 51 cents to every 49 cents of state funds. So you're telling me it will also allow Medicaid, the government insurance plans for those with low incomes, to pay for abortions. Current law allows Medicaid coverage only in cases when a mother's life is in danger or when the pregnancy is a result of rape or incest. But now, since Amendment 79 passed, any abortion's on the table. Any abortion in the state of Colorado is funded by your tax dollars because of Amendment 79. What do you guys think in the chat, folks? Let me know what you think in the chat, because I am not for this. Okay? From lifenews.com. I'm gonna pull up the article I posted here, okay? I posted this, okay? Colorado codified full-term abortions into our state constitution. This past session, they passed a law making them state-funded with your tax dollars. Government-funded infanticide is evil, and we must speak out against this. Okay? From lifenews.com, a new Colorado abortion business will kill babies and abortions up to birth 34 weeks for any reason. This is a premature baby born at 34 weeks. This photo is a premature baby born at 34 weeks. Leftists will call this a clump of cells. Leftists will call this a non-human. Leftists will call this someone who doesn't deserve the right to life. I know this is a difficult topic for some, but honestly, it shouldn't be that fucking difficult if you are a sane and rational human. It really shouldn't be that difficult. This is a human being, not cells, not tissue, not a parasite, not an excuse, not an unwanted pregnancy, not a mistake. Okay? Yeah, Joe. I know babies that are alive and healthy right now that were 24 weeks premature. Okay? Or they were born at 24 weeks. They obviously needed help and assistance through the NICU. That's the beauty about Western medicine, folks. We have the means and we have the capabilities to take care of mothers and infants in extreme circumstances, in medical emergencies, right, folks? Technology is the solution. Exactly right. We're talking about the same thing, folks. We fucking get it. Joe and I get it. It makes sense. Okay? NICU, the medical advances in technology, the wonders of Western medicine is astounding. I'm grateful for that, right? We shouldn't be using that type of technology to literally dismantle and cut apart partial birth abortions, right? We shouldn't have that. That is a monstrosity. To promote that type of behavior, to promote that type of barbarism. It is a barbaric practice to think that partial birth abortions and ripping apart a newborn child, an unborn child. No, but we can have the conversation of the former Virginia governor, what's his nuts, saying, after the baby is born, we'll take care of it. We'll wrap it up, and we'll have a conversation with the mother about what they would like to do with this newborn baby. What was his name? Fucking I'm drawing a blank right now. Governor. I have to pull it up now. It's gonna bother me. It's on the tip of my fucking tongue, dude. No. Winsome? No. No. Youngkin? Was it Youngkin? Medical problems, not a political problems. Yeah, abortion should not be fatal. Virginia governor on post-birth. Ralph Northam. That's the guy. That's the guy. Post distorts former Virginia governor's comments on third trimester abortions. Okay, Governor Ralph Northam. He's former Virginia governor now, but they're trying to say, oh, they misconstrued, right? It was a misconstrued conversation. No, the dude on the news on the report literally said, we'll make the baby comfortable. We'll address we'll have a conversation with the mother, and we will make sure the baby is comfortable, and we will decide to do whatever they like afterwards, right? I wish I could find it. Only in extreme circumstances, right? Can I get a video? Where's the video? Here it is. I'm just ripping right through this. You're seeing me do this in real time, folks. This is what we do.
So how late in the third trimester would you be able to do?
No, this might not be the same video.
Physician perform an abortion if he indicated it would impair the mental health of the woman.
Or physical health.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm talking about the mental health.
So, I mean, through the third trimester. The third trimester goes all the way up to 40 weeks.
Okay, but to the end of the third trimester.
Yep, I don't think we have a limit in the bill.
So,
and this is not Colorado, mind you. This is Virginia. But many states, many leftist states want to promote third term, full term abortions. Oh, it doesn't happen. We don't. That never happens. That's not a thing. Then why are you codifying it in government law? Jim Wiley, I see you there, brother. Medical problem, not a political problem. And this is where I stand. The government, right? Ready? Are you ready? Because this is my logical consistency coming through strong. The government should not be legislating on medical procedures on the public. The government should not be involved with legislating medical procedures on the citizens. Okay? Whether that's an abortion, whether that's a medical procedure, whether you can get a job or not, talking about COVID, talking about 2020. So there's logical consistencies with my position. The government should not be addressing a private medical decision. Okay? This is something that I very much fundamentally think that there's a larger issue of restructuring how the medical system operates, restructuring how the government legislates on medical procedures. So if we had an honest and trustworthy and not for-profit big pharma funded medical industry that racks the rates up upwards of 500 to 1,000% on some insurance costs and premiums and coverage plans, if we actually had an honest for patient benefit healthcare system and an honest government that wouldn't legislate nefariously, I think we can solve both problems with one solution, and that being the government does not legislate this, should not be legislating this way, and we have an honest medical system that between patient and doctor can solve these issues. Right? That's where I'm coming from. Senate Bill 25-183, coverage for pregnancy-related services. During the 2024 election, Colorado voters approved Amendment 79, which repealed the state constitutional amendment prohibiting the use of public funds to pay for abortions, added state... So I just read that really fast, but I'm going to say it slower for you. I'm going to say it more radio talk. During the 2024 general election, Colorado voters approved Amendment 79, which repealed the state constitutional amendment prohibiting the use of public funds to pay for abortions, and added a state constitutional amendment recognizing the right to an abortion and prohibiting Colorado state and local government from denying, impeding, or discriminating against the exercise of that right, including prohibiting health insurance companies from excluding coverage for abortion. Y'all get that? Y'all like that? Y'all appreciate that? I don't appreciate abortions, but this is the law that was passed last legislative session. Signed the bill, final, revised, all of this stuff. Done and done this legislative session, folks. Okay? I have other articles here. It's all here, but do I really need to keep bashing onto it? Okay? I do have places to be. I've got things to do. I am going to be making my way out of here, but folks, it's here. It's right. It's apparent. It's lifenews.com. You can check out my post on my X page. Shout out to lifenews.com for sharing this with me, getting me involved with it, because it is important. It's an important issue to be had. I believe that no government really has the solution. No government really has the answer. The answer should not be in the arbiter of truth as the government. The government is not the arbiter of truth when it comes to medical decisions, right? And I think that we should not be legislating that means. I think these conversations should be had behind closed doors in a private medical practice setting, period. Government should not be in charge of that. That being said, there needs to be a reasonable solution legislatively that a majority of the population can get behind. And I think that solution is the European model. And I don't want to sound like another fucking liberal-tardian or another fucking leftist when I say, oh, the liberal model, the Scandinavian model for socialism. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm basically looking over to Europe and saying, the majority of European nations do have abortion restrictions. And it's within the first trimester, upwards and including probably 16 weeks. I didn't see a majority of them going over 20 weeks. And everybody in Europe and the European model, no one's barking about abortion in Europe. At least that's not what I'm aware of. Most people in Europe are dealing with third world invasions of Somalis and Africans and Indians, but that's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother podcast, right? But I'm just trying to say, if we want to have a conversation to a leftist, to a socialist who wants state-funded 40-week infanticide, we say, hey, why don't we pull that back a little bit? Let's meet in the middle ground, and then we can use this look to the European model argument to find common ground on a very difficult issue. That's kind of where I'm coming from by saying, oh, we can look to the European model because everyone kind of is in agreement over there. But we have so much extreme leftist out here, they just want to fucking kill babies, and it breaks my goddamn heart. That's why we're in a generational crisis right now, okay? We're in a generational crisis. We're in a population decline because of abortion, because of gender bending, because of grooming, because of these evil, disgusting people. Okay, I'm going to end with this because this goes right into that conversation. Got 5 more minutes of your time, and then I got to hit the road, Jack, and then we'll see you next week. But yeah, we have got the heartbeat bill. Yeah, I understand. I think that some windows are a little too short, whether it's 6 weeks, 8 weeks, 12 weeks. I think some of those are a little too soon. But this is an ongoing conversation, right? But finishing up here. We are in a era where grooming and mutilation and destruction of the family, destruction of the self, destruction of the identity of the future generation is so prevalent, is so prominent that we have to talk about it very vocally and stand up against it. The left are coming for your children. They lie and ride on buzzwords and catchy phrases, but it's all a ruse. They claim that they aren't, but they are. School board leftist radical gender ideologies are rampant. Hello. Appreciate you stopping in. The stream will be over in about 10 minutes. Give me your last undivided attention for 10 minutes, and then we will. Then you'll be able to watch the whole thing in its entirety, right? So thanks for stopping in. I appreciate you. The left wants to groom your children. Speak up and keep children safe. Okay. This is actually what. Very quickly, I do want to bring up Aaron for parents. Aaron. She had a Supreme Court case. Okay. Oh no, that's not the one I wanted to talk about. That's for another day. The Supreme Court will consider what. This is what they bring up, right? The Supreme Court denied Aaron for parents her court case. Purdue. What was it? Let me see. I should have had this pulled up, but. Protect Kids Colorado. She's in charge of Protect Kids Colorado. Lawsuit against school district which secretly transitioned tween girls added to the SCOTUS docket, right? For Purdue. My lawsuit, Lee versus Purdue School District, has been appealed to SCOTUS. That was as of July. Unfortunately, SCOTUS denied it. Unfortunately, SCOTUS went against, did not pick up the court case. And so Aaron for parents has been fighting against child grooming, indoctrination. Her child was a victim of this in the Purdue School District. Okay, so I highly recommend everyone to go check out Aaron for parental rights, Protect Kids Colorado. Okay, artclubmovie.com. They called it an art club, folks. They are trying to groom your children through manipulative means. Okay, and Aaron is the one fighting against that here in Colorado. Okay. Along with many others, okay? The groomers gotta go. The groomers gotta go. Thumbs up in the chat. Groomers gotta go, right? I'm sick of it, okay? But right here, David Gornowski, I don't usually speak publicly on these local elections, but story about the Colorado Springs area school board candidate Jackie Burhans is too shocking to ignore. Lewis Palmer District 39 parents are deeply concerned that Jackie's history of escorting children to grotesque drag shows in lewd adult bars is going unnoticed. Let's change that. Share this with Colorado District 38 parents now. Enough is enough. So if you were in the District 38 school district here in Colorado, or if you know anyone in District 38, this is a person who is running for school district who brings children to drag shows. And I'm not making this up. This is happening right now every day around the fucking country. But right now in Colorado, we got to deal with this. I'm sick and tired of hearing this shit, right? Hey, I'm glad that you're here, Sick of Shitty Gov. Appreciate you being here. Round of applause for Sick of Shitty Gov. Thank you. I don't usually speak publicly. Yeah, let's take a listen.
The show, I'm sorry.
I don't know if we're gonna have to watch this whole thing because this is a whole 3.5 minute thing. It's a little bit more filmic, but
Burhans, and I'm running for D30.
Let's take a listen.
I'm Jackie Burhans, and I'm running for D38 school board.
Okay. This is a highlighted comment. Looks like on Facebook. I notice you and your wife, Jackie Burhans, continue to escort small children into strip clubs to see drag shows with rainbow umbrellas. Yeah. So this is happening all over in Colorado particularly, but all over the country. They are grooming our children. They are trying to manipulate our children. They're destroying a generation by gender mutilation, by hormonal therapy, by bringing them to drag shows, by exposing them to sexual exploitation of children, and not to mention killing and infanticide up to 40 weeks here in Colorado. So we are losing an entire generation to mental derangement, mental delusion, DSM-5, gender dysphoria. Okay, they are grooming children. Jackie Burhans escorting children to drag shows. Okay, let's see. Let's find more. Let's keep going. Is there more, or is it just gonna keep going over it? So yeah, these are just photos. This is just evidence of this is the stuff that Aaron for Parents was fighting for. This is what Aaron Lee, Protect Kids Colorado, is fighting for. Her child was mentally and emotionally, physically abused in this situation. Using the school districts, where if you want to talk about real corruption and real evil, the school districts are the ones grooming our children. They are putting radical leftists with gender-bending, mental delusional ideology into these school boards, into these school districts, and manipulating children to believe that they're fucking rainbow unicorns, cat furry, mermaids and platypus, and you could be a cat with a tail and spectrum of genders. All this delusional, but this is all comes back to the communist demoralization, destabilization tactics that come from a Marxist-Leninist, Trotsky-like mindset of destroying the family, destroying the identity, destroying the self, destroying the genders, right? This all comes back to the same archetypes. Let's continue. I just keep ripping. These are the people that this person running for school board thinks it's okay to bring children around.
I've looked deeper into it, and I know what's out there.
Patently offensive in the description of depiction of nudity, sexual conduct, sexual excitement, sadomasochistic abuse. She's talking about a book, so let's go back. This was a book. Jodi Picoult, 19 Minutes, was a book that was given to school children, young children. This is exposing. There's a difference between literature, learning difficult topics. Like, it's funny that they want to ban To Kill a Mockingbird because they say, racial epithets, or they have racial overtones in the books. Like To Kill a Mockingbird, or what was it? The other one, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Other archetypal books that have been banned over the course of history. But they're going to put this sexual exploitation and sadomasochistic behavior in school for young children, right? Let's keep going. Hopefully YouTube doesn't ban me, but we'll see.
Because I saw it, and I wanted to protect my kids. I've looked deeper into it, and I know what's out there.
The Jaws music. It was so much better when the weirdos that did this were ostracized and bullied. They've demonstrated that they've deserved no grace. Slippery slope was real the entire time. Absolutely. Remember, they just want to get married. They said they just want to have a right. They just want to have equal rights. They said. Now they're coming after your children. Next thing is they're gonna normalize bestiality. They're already trying to normalize pedophilia. What are they called? Minor attracted persons now. There's groups of people in extreme deranged ideology that thinks minor attracted person is a sexual identity or a sexual preference. No, you know what that's called? That's called something you feed to a wood chipper. That's called firewood. That's called mulch for the garden, right? That's called fertilizer, okay? A minor attracted person is called fertilizer. Prove me wrong. Continue.
If it's pornographic, it should just be immediately removed throughout the entire district.
A little school district board of adults made the decision to feature an event to hypersexualize young children. Do you want to know the word that defines that? It's groomer.
Groomers. There are, and it's going to be hard to hear this audio, but try to read these subtitles, okay? Let's try to read these subtitles.
Grooming. I mean, the show, I'm sorry. Yeah, I styled that wig. Grooming 101. Right.
This is from inside the drag show. Someone who went undercover inside a drag show to try to record and document this person running for District 38 school district. Okay? Let's just listen to it and read it again. Okay?
There are a few rules to grooming. I mean, the show, I'm sorry.
Oh, I mean the show.
Yeah, I styled that wig. Grooming 101. Right. 4 months of grooming. I mean, performing. You keep getting that wrong.
He's making light of it. He's joking about it. He's joking about grooming children. Disgusting, evil behavior.
Wow.
You all played the activist pimp for in a line.
The Satanic Temple of Colorado is hanging out at a trans drag show. Who'd have thought? Who's got the bingo card? Who's got the bingo card for people they show up at drag shows? I'm going to keep saying it. If the police want to enforce the law, then the Proud Boys and others need to enforce it. Simple as. They literally left us no choice. If the police won't enforce the law. Yes, you're right. If the police won't enforce the law. I read that wrong. But yes. A says, the person who is running, does he or she have a chance at winning? The sad thing is, most likely yes. That's the sad state of affairs here in Colorado, is that anyone left, anyone liberal, anyone that's running in a seat, they just automatically just get it because they either they're running unopposed, or by default, voters are low information voters, and they just vote because the name has a D by it. That's the reality, folks. Pull out your bingo cards, and we should make a bingo card of who shows up at drag events. Well, here's one of them. Wonder who gets bingo with this. The Satanic Temple of Colorado hanging in front of a drag show.
Surgical center, and for a 21 plus gay bar. It makes you groomers and activists.
This says, this is January 20th, 2024, footage of the event to which Jackie Burhands escorted children. She escorted children to a 21 and up drag show at a bar. What the actual ever-loving fuck? Sorry, not sorry. I will be vulgar. That's why I did save this for the last segment of the live stream. But shit.
And we won't have those.
That's her right there. She's right there. I don't want this. We have law enforcement to enforce laws. When they don't enforce laws, what options do we have to the public? Vigilantes come out, and honestly, they're needed. I mean, we need to just start, like you said, start by public humiliation and doxing and destroying. Excuse me, I don't condone doxing. I do not condone doxing. Do not condone doxing. No private information should be put out into the internet. Should not put out to the public. But this behavior, her behavior, right now, everyone needs to know this. I am not aware if the parents press charges. I believe that this person who posted the video is involved to some level, but they probably. The sad thing is that she probably did this as a field trip and probably got parent permission slip approval. That's the sickening thing, folks. That's probably the sickening thing, is that she probably did everything by the book, and these parents are so delusional, so mentally deranged, so leftist off the cliff, that they signed up their children to go to a leftist liberal drag show to promote sexual deviancy, and they think it's important for their children to be a part of this. That's probably the real reality of it.
Sitting on a school board who oversees the education of our children. There's nothing loving. No. There's nothing. This is obviously
a testimony of the school board. Those old dudes you filmed tried to humiliate them, and the one ended up a stolen. Yeah, busted eye. Oh no, I'm sure Denver PD about the dudes yesterday at the protest. I'm sure Denver PD says, "Oh, there's nothing we can do." Guarantee it.
Night and include, because the logical conclusion of that is you end up in diabolical evil.
Yeah. Jackie Burhan's DA38 candidate. The more you know. Good video. Good video. Highly recommend. I did share this. David Gornowski posted this, but he basically says this. I've said this is grooming 100%. Scott Chamberlain, can we stop grooming kids for like 5 minutes, please? I mean, this is the world we live in. I don't want to see it anymore. I don't want to be a part of it anymore. As far as I do very much want to still live and be a part of this world. Don't get me wrong. Don't misconstrue my words. But these type of things should not even be thinkable. Okay? What did I say? Wrapping up this live stream. Like Ron Paul, the legend, Dr. Ron Paul, the legend, stated in regarding abortion. And I'm probably paraphrasing, I might be misconstruing, but Dr. Ron Paul said, abortion should not just be unconstitutional, but it should be unconscionable. We shouldn't even be thinking about murdering babies. We should not even be thinking about grooming children or sexual deviancy to minors. These thoughts shouldn't even be in our mind, in our society. So when I say that I don't want to be a part of this society, that's what I'm addressing. Why are we even allowing this type of behavior to exist in a world in which we want to see the better fruits of, right? That's what I'm saying. The Satanic Temple also calls abortions one of their, quote, most important sacraments, and they don't call it a, quote, clump of cells when they sacrifice it. Yes, folks, you want to get real tinfoil hat? Maybe I'll do a separate offshoot video entirely. And that's really what I'm trying to do here, folks. I'm trying to when I pull these live streams together, I have so many good talking points and topics. I need to make separate, individual, short to the point, hard-hitting videos within 5 to 15 minutes, right? But you want to get real dirty with it, Seth? Sacrificing children to the altar of Moloch. Sacrificing children to the Canaanite god Moloch. Sacrificing humans. Sacrificing babies. This deep occultic practice of bloodletting of the innocent. You want to go down that? You want to talk about adrenochrome? You want to talk about child sacrifice and the circumcision and what they do with circumcisions? Come on. I got a whole fucking video about that. But I don't want to go down that rabbit hole just now because we are wrapping up. Folks, I appreciate you joining Break the Chains meeting. We got everybody in here. It's been a great live stream. I appreciate you all showing up. Folks, if you haven't yet, smash that thumbs up button. Be a part of the Chain Gang. Welcome one and all who's been here before, anyone who hasn't been here before. I appreciate you joining me. Share this video with your friends and family, people who want to know, need to know, and it might help, honestly. If you guys could, whether it's on YouTube or Rumble, I don't know if you could do the, I don't know if we can clip segments, but clip segments. Share segments of this live stream if I haven't made a shorter video of it. But I appreciate everyone sharing this information with people who need to know. Friends and family need to know about this because the 5 F's and how we change this future, how we change society is faith, family, freedom, firearms, and fornication. Thanks, Melindy, for the suggestion on the change of words with that. But I was saying the other one, the other F word instead of fornication. But if we want to change society, if we want to change the culture, that is what we have to do. We have to rebuild and counteract this evil that's in the world now, you know? And that's kind of what I'm talking about, is that we need to address it from that level and be better in our society and live better lives by principles, by value, right? So, folks, we are going to be rating the Beanie stream on Rumble. So I appreciate everybody being a part of this. Appreciate everyone. Welcome one, welcome all. Thank you so much for being part of Break the Chains Media. Tomorrow, I am going to be protesting the flock security systems that Mayor Mike Johnson went around the Denver City Council on. So I will be live streaming, maybe making a short video. We'll see what happens. But folks, I love you. I appreciate you. Smash that like button. Share this with all your friends and family. Break the Chains M on X. But until next time, folks, fight for freedom and never give up.